Hi friends, welcome to this Natural Clinic podcast. This is Liz with Diakonos Ministry. We're so glad to have you here with us. Just before we start, as a disclaimer. Okay, let's get started. Today we're going to talk about toxins. What is a toxin and how are we exposed to toxins? Dr. Elson Haas of the Preventive Medical Center of Marin in San Rafael, California, defines a toxin more broadly as any substance that creates irritating or harmful effects in the body, undermining our health or stressing our biochemical or organ functions. So it's basically a substance that is harmful for us. Now, how are we exposed to them? Well, let me tell you, our bodies have been exposed to over 2 million new synthetic substances, and we have really had no time to adapt. Chemical exposures for most of us do not occur from a toxic waste spill or from mass pesticide spraying, but come from small-scale exposures that occur every day, and these contribute to a buildup of chemicals in our bodies. Because our bodies have had no previous experience with these chemicals, then they have no efficient mechanism to metabolize or eliminate them. Let's talk a bit about the sources. Where do toxins come from? Well, we could mention a few: food, water, air, chemicals, toxic metals, even noise, weather, the radiation, excessive body chemicals, even emotional trauma. So we will be talking a little bit about this today. Let's see as an example a typical day of exposure of an office worker. The day starts and we get our morning shower. We find that there's chlorine and other contaminants in water. Also, there's chemicals in our soap, shampoo, hair conditioner. After we take our shower, we dress. And so our clothes is filled with fabric softener, which also has chemicals. Then we put on our deodorant, some put on makeup, hairspray, and perfume, which guess what? They also have chemicals on them. Then comes breakfast. And unfortunately, many times our food has chemical and even biological contaminants. Then it's time to travel to work, and then we are exposed to the fumes that are coming from vehicles, air pollution, and such. At our workplace, there's cleaning supplies, office furnishings, even outgassing from building materials, indoor air pollution. And in our work activities, we will use computers, copiers, fax machines that have radiation, then office supplies, and many other things. Then we get out of work and we go shopping. There we will find formaldehyde in stores. And what is this? Well, it's a strong-smelling, colorless gas that it's used in making building materials and many household products. There are several chemicals used in cleaning supplies, and those are sold at the store where we're actually going. So we're pretty much exposed to a lot of toxins as our day-to-day goes. We then come home, we drink, we cook, and as we already mentioned, through our water, we have several chemical and biological contaminants there. And in general, maybe someone in our family or neighbor, we might get tobacco smoke from them. There's animal hair and dust and mold in some places around the house as well, bathrooms, kitchens, also plant pollens, and so the list could go on. Now, we can't really place ourselves in a bubble and keep ourselves away from all of these toxins. We might be able to change some products and we may move to a better location with a better quality of air. But to be honest, we will be always exposed to toxins. So it is our goal here in this podcast and the upcoming ones that we will be publishing to share some good information for us to have a better immune system, for us to have a good detox, and help us, our body, as much as we can to overcome all of this that is around us. Now let's talk a little bit about toxins again. There are external and internal ones. Sources of external toxins include foods, water, air, as we've already mentioned, some pesticides, herbicides, industrial chemicals, and many more. Now, the exposures may be from serious contamination, such as industrial pollution, or from everyday toxins, as we mentioned, such as cleaning supplies, perfume, or even cigarette smoke. Any of these exposures can cause a variety of symptoms in the sensitive person, and symptoms can include headaches, muscle pain, fatigue, mental confusion, emotional upset, poor coordination, skin rashes, neurological problems, and even vision disturbances. Toxic chemicals have been associated with decreased immune function as well, autoimmune diseases, enzyme dysfunctions, hormonal imbalance, psychological abnormalities, nutritional deficiencies, and even cancer. Now, internal toxins are those which are stored or produced in our bodies. Our bodies act like sponges. They absorb the chemicals to which we are exposed. Water-soluble chemicals are absorbed and then excreted. However, fat-soluble chemicals accumulate in our fat cells and cell membranes, becoming internal toxins. When the body is under stress, it releases these chemicals from the fat to circulate in the bloodstream. Later, these chemicals will return to the fat cells and cell membranes to be released another time. Just imagine that. The release and return cycle of these chemicals continues indefinitely unless we help our bodies get rid of them. Internal toxins can also include normal metabolic products. The improper formation or metabolism of normal body chemicals, such as hormones and neurotransmitters, can cause a harmful imbalance as well. Internal toxins also include substances that our bodies create in response to various conditions and which become toxic in excess amounts. For example, injury, anesthesia, pollution cause the body to produce free radicals that are toxic to all tissues. Exercise can also cause an excess of lactic acid in the muscles, resulting in stiffness and pain in people who cannot properly process it. Stress, emotional trauma, and just, cumulative life experiences can also become internal toxins. Symptoms caused by internal toxins include headaches, fatigue, memory loss, mental confusion, flu-like symptoms, mucous membrane irritation, skin problems, the inflammation of the iris, and many other things, such as gastrointestinal symptoms, nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. Now that we have this information, this is going to help us realize that many times we are sick due to all of this that could be either around us or even in us. So please stay tuned because the information we will be sharing in future broadcasts is going to be very, very helpful. Now, just before we end today, I wanted to share with you as well 8 things that we have around us that are actually free and are very powerful for us to have a balance and good health. The first one of them is good nutrition. Second one, exercise. Third one, clear water. Fourth, sunshine. The fifth, temperance. That means of the things that are not good for us, nothing, and from the ones that are good, in good balance. The sixth one is air, which is also free. Seventh is rest. And the final one, the 8th, is trust in God. And even though I have mentioned it to be last, it is the very most important one of all. I certainly hope this podcast was a blessing to you. Please share with others and join us next time. Bye for now and be blessed.